I cycle every day. Cycling's good for your health, mentally, physically, keeps you outdoors, keeps you doing something that's exciting, keeps you busy, but overall healthy and happy. But can a bike save your life? I mean a physical bike. Can the bike save your life? I may have found one. Now I know that's quite a bold thing to say, like a bike can save someone's life, and I will get to exactly why, and we will talk about why it can save your life. I'm not just using this just to get you to watch it, as much as the title was quite nice, and I imagine that's why you've clicked on it. But seriously, something actually genuinely happened whilst testing this bike that I never expected to happen. I wasn't ready for it, and it literally blew my mind. It's changed the way I thought about this bike completely. I liked it before. Now it's possibly one of the best bikes I've reviewed on this channel, and I will get into that in a lot more detail later on in the video. But first, let's introduce you to said bike. So this is the ADO Air Carbon. The clue is in the title. The frame and fork are both made out of carbon. It has 20-inch wheels with hydraulic disc brakes. Comes with a Bafang motor with torque sensors on the cranks with pretty much a 0% delay on the assist. It has a carbon belt drive, so no chain that you need to maintain. This carbon belt in particular is rated for 30,000 kilometers. That's right, 30,000 kilometers without having to worry about it. The bike has GPS anti-theft as well, so if you are leaving it places, you get notifications if it gets moved. It has integrated lights front and rear as well. And an IPS color display, which is very nice, super bright. You can see it in any sort of lights. The bike itself is super comfortable to ride, because it's got the 20-inch wheels and quite high bars. It's nice and smooth and comfortable over any sort of terrain, really. And then the actual riding position isn't too aggressive, but it's aggressive enough that it is comfortable and you feel like you've got some response with it. Funnily, it actually feels very similar to a G-Line Brompton. Not the same. I don't think this is going to be quite as forgiving on the really rough terrain, but very similar feel in riding position. We did actually take it on a couple of gravel paths, just because that's where we were going, and it did quite well, to be honest. The wheels the tyres are slightly more narrow. I think they're 1.75 tyres, so if you are going to use it on more kind of parks and gravelly paths and things like that, then maybe upgrading the tyres. Actually, we'll talk about this in a bit more detail later on, but I have changed the tyres on it now. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the bike itself is super light as well, and because it folds, it's quite easy to get in and out of houses, boots of cars, on and off the train, things like that. I've actually been keeping it up here in the studio behind me down there for the last God knows how many videos. It's just been there behind me, which I'd like to be able to keep a bike up here just because there's never a place to put bikes, and it's really easy to get up the stairs because it's so light, so that was a little bonus. But what happens and why could this bike possibly save your life? So the bike itself comes with an application that you can download on your phone. It's The app itself shows a GPS map, so you can actually see where the bike is. It'll show you where you are, and you can look at routes and things like that. But it also gives you abilities for anti-theft, so it will tell you if it has been moved, and you can change some settings on the bikes and things like that. When I got the bike and unboxed it, set it all up for the first time, I wanted to try out the different modes. So there's the standard mode, and there's also a sports mode. The sports mode basically just the acceleration, the assist is a little bit more punchy. Naturally, I wanted to give that a go. So you go onto the app on your phone, you can change the settings, and you can get a little bit more power out of the machine. And it is wicked. So I left it in the sport mode, and that's kind of the last time I opened the app on my phone, to be honest. I've not needed to use the app much when you're actually day to day, things like that, which is cool. Until one morning. So my wife actually uses a lot of the bikes that I get in for reviews. Whether it's just because her bike's out of action for some reason, or it looks cool and she wants to try it. So she does. This one she'd been using for a few days, maybe longer actually, maybe it was like a couple of weeks, and she was loving it. She really, really loved it. And then one morning I was getting the kids ready for school, ready to take them off in a cargo bike. She'd already left for work, and halfway through getting ready, I get a notification on my phone. I think I screenshotted it. I think I'll stick it on the screen right now, and it said your bike is turned upside down. Naturally, I panicked massively and had a little freak out. Me and my wife both have iPhones with Find My turned on, so that if for whatever reason we need to know where each other are, not in a weird way, just oh, has she left for work yet and come home? Yes, she has. Whatever. I went on there, and she was still moving on the map. So I was like, that's weird. Ignore it. Move on. 20 minutes later, I get a phone call saying she stacked it hard. She's pretty bruised up at the moment. She was going round the corner, and we're not 100% sure what exactly happened, but the bike slid out, and I think it was possibly leaves. There's a lot of leaves around this area at the moment. She hit the corner, went to the corner too fast, hit some leaves, slipped something, and the bike went under her. I should probably stress she is absolutely fine. Big bruise on her leg, big cut on her hand. I think the bike kind of almost went under her, and she landed on with it on top of her almost, or something. But she's good, and she's been riding ever since. But naturally, when a loved one has a fall like this, or something like this happens, so many things and thoughts go through your head. And I just could not let go of the fact that I got a notification saying that she had had an accident. Luckily, in this circumstance, she was fine enough to get up and continue riding to work. But God forbid she wasn't. I had that notification on my phone. I could see exactly where it was and where she was at the time that happened. And I would have been able to go and help her or rescue her. And it hit me hard. It really, really, truly did. And it's possibly the best feature that I've ever seen on a bike. I've said it. Now, a good sign of how much I like a bike, especially ones that get sent to me, is I will start tinkering with it. If I get a bike and then it just sits there exactly how it is, it's probably not interested me that much, and I've just moved on. This one, on the other hand, even without that happening, I was falling in love with it, and I really liked it. I mentioned earlier on that we took it on a little bit of gravel, a bit off-roady, and it was fine the way it is stock, but I couldn't get it out of my head. I was like, if we just had some just slightly chunkier tyres on here, this thing would be way more comfortable and probably be able to do more. So I got some. So these are Mach 2 Dirts from KHE. They're 2.2s, but I think you possibly could get 2.25s in here, and there'd still be enough room for kind of clearance of dirt and things like that. You wouldn't want anything jammed in the rear triangle or in the fork on a carbon frame. But it's changed the way it feels. I haven't taken it out of the camera, so I don't have any shots of it on the go, but whew, it's much nicer. My wife's actually been riding it, has continued riding it, that's what I'm trying to say, with these new tyres, and she says it feels so much better. So if you are going to get a bike like this and you are going to want to take it on any kind of gravel or kind of onto some dirt paths and things like that, you probably could. I think types of people that buy folding bikes, especially e-folding bikes, stuff like that, are people that travel potentially with camper vans, things like that. So on campsites and gravel tracks and whatever else like that, some chunkier tyres would be a bit more would be better. But if you are going to just use it for commuting in the city and just kind of concrete, then the tyres it comes with are absolutely fine. The tyres it comes with also have like reflector strip on it, which is way good for when you're in the city at night and stuff. So yes, but if you are like me, like a little bit of dirt, gravel path every now and then, you can probably fit 2.25s on there. 2.3s may fit there, but it'd be like pushing it. No, I think you probably get 2.3s on there. Try it. So the main question now is, do I rate this bike? And the answer is yes. I think I've probably made it clear massively throughout the video. If you are the right person for this bike, you know I'm not going to be that kind of reviewer is going to be like, oh, you should buy it if this. You know if this is the right bike for you. I've given you all the information you need. You can now try and put that decision together. I think that makes sense, right? And I think that's about that. I will be linking some of the details down below. So if there's anything you're interested in, go down there, check it out, and there'll be some links to the bikes. But yes, what a bike. Didn't feel like I wanted to put a sneaky little sticker plug halfway through the video this one, but I will say it now. If you do want to support the channel, do head over to saveoldbikes.com. There is a few available at the moment because you guys went absolute bananas for the last restocks, but there's some stuff on there if you are interested. But that is the end of the video. Thank you as always for hanging out with me today. If you are new to the channel from this video, hello. We make bike content every week. A lot of it is retro, a lot of it is bike builds, but generally anything with two wheels, sometimes more, bike related stuff, we're going to be talking about it. If you want to kind of see these videos more often, do feel free to subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free and it all helps me out a bunch, so please hit that button. And if you can't wait till the next video, that one there is a particularly good one.